Today, in preparation for your test, I'm going to show you how to lift the bonnet up of the vehicle. I'm going to show you how to check the engine oil, the engine coolant reservoir, the windscreen washer fluid reservoir and the brake fluid reservoir. At the beginning of the driving test, the examiner may ask you to lift the bonnet and check one of these reservoirs, also known as vehicle safety questions. Located underneath the passenger footwell is the bonnet release mechanism. You can see here pictured on the left side. Open the passenger side door and pull the lever. You'll hear a noticeable sound at the front of the car knowing the bonnet has been released. As the bonnet catch inside the car only partially releases the bonnet, you have to reach just underneath the front end of the bonnet, put your fingers underneath the catch and release, and then open the bonnet fully. Once the bonnet is open, you'll want to make sure that it stays up. So you'll pull the bonnet stay there out from the clasp, pop it in the hole there. Make sure you do that properly and ensure that the bonnet rests gently on it. That will hold the bonnet up in position. So with the bonnet open fully, you can see the engine bay. Any of the things required for the driving test all happen to be yellow. Once you've identified the brake fluid reservoir, pictured here on the left hand side of the engine bay, usually has an octagonal sign on the top. Simply check the levels, measuring against the minimum and the maximum. If needed, remove the cap and replace with more .4 brake fluid. At the top of the picture is the dipstick there to check the engine oil, and underneath that is the cap there if we needed to put more engine oil in. To check the engine oil, take an old cloth, withdraw the dipstick from the engine, being careful that it could be very, very hot, and wipe down the whole stick, ensuring that it's clean. Replace the stick, make sure that it goes all the way back in, withdraw the stick again, and then you can check the engine oil level. You can see here the base is the minimum and then the top there is the maximum, and you can see there plenty of oil. The engine coolant reservoir is the largest of the reservoirs there, located at the front of the bay of the engine with the large yellow cap on the top. To avoid getting burnt, never remove the cap when the reservoir is hot. Ensure that when you check the engine coolant levels that it is on or above this line marked here. The windscreen washer fluid reservoir is located immediately to the right hand side of the engine coolant reservoir. Simply remove the cap to have a look inside and see what level of fluid you've got, and always top up before a long journey. Make sure you replace the cap securely. Hold the top of the bonnet carefully with your left hand and replace the bonnet stay with your right hand, lowering the bonnet gently. Give it a good firm close at the end, ensuring that it's secured.